Mikel Arteta's Arsenal has evolved once again, thriving despite of a difficult start to the season, finding a way without the key players, adapting when necessary. Not only have Arsenal become more fluid but also more unpredictable. So today we'll break down the key change to our system, reveal how Jurrien and Ricardo Calafuri have taken us to a new level, get the latest regarding Martin Odegaard, find out what's actually happening with Bukayo Saka, as well as getting a major update regarding a new midfielder and striker. Yo, what is going on guys? My name is Bass14, welcome back to your boy channel, and I hope you guys are surviving during this international break, which is boring as always, but there are still things happening. So as per, smash a like on the video if you enjoy, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Starting off with the Arsenal team news. After England's 2-1 defeat to Greece at Wembley, which of course had a controversial ending, with a 94th minute Greek dagger, the story of the game for Arsenal fans was all about Bukayo Saka. Taken off in the second half with a hamstring injury, seen after the game walking and limping in the tunnel. A lot of Arsenal fans were very concerned because it was happening once again. With the last international break where we lost Martin Odegaard, were Arsenal fans about to face the worst news once again? Well, according to Simon Collins, the Arsenal winger is set to now have a scan after coming off England's defeat. Further reports confirm that early indications are the Saka's injury isn't too bad. He needs to have a scan to confirm no major damage, but the club are hopeful it's just a tweak and nothing more. Having played so many games last season, then gone to the Euros and been an integral part for England, I personally believe this is a load-related injury. With the amount of games the Saka is playing, it's all down to fatigue. For Arsenal, it's time to bring Bukayo back to the training ground, withdraw him from the squad and allow him to fully rest, because bigger games are coming post-international break and we're going to need a fully fit Bukayo. You look at the right-hand side and you look at options behind him. You might have Gabriel Jesus and Raheem Sterling, but you've not got Martin Odegaard. Having a fully fit Bukayo is that much more important. And talking of withdrawing, it's now been fully confirmed that Bukayo has withdrawn from the England squad and returned to Arsenal. But in terms of our other boys, Ricardo Calafuri and Leandro Trossard, they were both involved as Italy drew 2-2 with Belgium, in a game that our Belgian sniper was actually on the score sheet, providing a 7.9 rating, 1 goal and 1 assist, 37 accurate passes and 2 key passes. Here were the Arsenal boys after the game embracing. With Martin Odegaard still out injured and Bukayo Saka a doubt now too, the importance of Trossard is actually growing even more. Filling in for Mikel Arteta this year, showing how versatile he truly is. His impact on the left hand side can't be looked past. When you look at the form of Gabriel Martinelli and how much he's grown in influence, a major reason behind that is Leandro Trossard. His ability to drift over the left hand side and thrive in tight spaces, arrive into the box and score important goals. He's really proven to become one of our most important players. Let's talk about France though, and the Mbappe of centre backs William Saliba, involved as France beat Israel 4-1, with even former Arsenal boy Matteo Guendouzi scoring. A look into the stats though shows that he was outshone by Ibrahima Konate, with a 7.2 rating to Saliba's 6.7. You see that Florentino Perez and Real Madrid, this is why Konate is better than Saliba. More dominant and better on the ball, that's the play that you should be going for. Leave Saliba for clubs like Arsenal, he still needs a lot of time to develop. You also had Gabriel Magalhaes involved for Brazil as they beat Chile 2-1, with a standout performance and a 7.6 rating, 4 clearances and 2 tackles, a whopping 8 out of 8 aerial duels, alongside 83 passes and 11 accurate long balls. Brazil's best player by a country mile, really establishing himself now as one of Brazil's starting centre-backs. Under new coach Dorival Jr., Gabriel was making himself a stonewall for Brazil, in a game that you also had Gabriel Martinelli come off the bench. Let's talk about Martin Odegaard's Norway though. Despite not being a part of their squad, they actually won 3-0 against Slovenia, with Man City's robot Erling Haaland scoring 2. Seen celebrating with the baby celebration, confirming that he's soon about to become a father. We should also congratulate both Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba, who are about to become grandfathers. In terms of the Arsenal captain though, what is happening for his recovery? The last update from Arsenal was this video here. Training on the treadmill, getting closer to a potential return. Mikel Arteta has been very secretive in terms of updates, always trying to keep Arsenal fans out of the loop. We then got a very concerning report from Connor Harrison, saying that Martin Odegaard has suffered a setback in his recovery from his ankle injury picked up last month, and the expectation is now that he won't return until December. Which, if is to be true, would mean that he will miss games against Bournemouth, Shakhtar, Liverpool, Preston, Newcastle, Inter, Chelsea, Forest, Sporting and West Ham. Firstly showing how hard Arsenal's fixtures are, but also giving Arsenal fans another reason to be more concerned, piling up on the news on top of Bukayo Saka. According to the very reliable team news and ticks though, he's spoken to 3 people today, who've all said they haven't heard about any setback regarding Odegaard, who is still expected back in mid to late November. So far, no major journalist has confirmed any sort of setback. So as much as I understand that Arsenal fans love to panic, in this current moment all we can do is wait, go with what the reliable journalist is saying, and the fact that it's nothing has to be seen as a positive. But let's just say the worst case scenario is true. What would that mean for Ethan Nwaneri? Having captained England's under-19 side against Portugal, a breaking report confirms that Ethan Nwaneri is set to become the 3rd highest paid teenager in the Premier League, with the 17-year-old set to be offered a 5-year contract of £60,000 a week, as the club is desperate to secure the youngster's long-term future. Now, I'm not personally too sure about this, having already committed his long-term future to Arsenal back in March 2024, signing his first ever professional contract. I get that he's come through and had a major impact. His star quality is there to be seen straight away. Coming on against Spurs and Leicester, Mikel Arteta is showing us that he is a first teamer, but as things stand, he's not even a starter. Offering him £60,000 a week seems a bit over the top, especially for a player that's come through North London as a major Arsenal fan. At 17 years of age, I'm sure that Arsenal will be a lot more patient, with no rumours about any departure whatsoever. I think these reports are a bit of an over-exaggeration. In terms of the Arsenal midfielder, what is planned next? Well, the January transfer window not too far away. According to reports, Arsenal, Man City and Liverpool are among clubs that are interested in signing Atalanta midfielder Ederson, as the midfielder could be available for £50 million. 25 years of age, having played against Arsenal this year in the Champions League. Yes, that player that kept on going down. He moved to Italy from Brazil in January 2022, helping side Salernitana avoid relegation, then signed by Atalanta for €22 million in summer 2022, only really becoming an established starter last year with 6 goals scored. Despite his heat map showing he's comfortable on both sides, he clearly favours the left, and having made a very strong start to this season, his influence on the ball has definitely grown, with 44 passes per game and a more impressive 3.9 long balls at a 79% completion rate. He looks like a decent midfielder, but for that sort of price tag and the fact that he's a left number 8, having also just signed Mikel Merino, a player that specialises in that position. According to Charles Watts, Arsenal are looking at midfield options ahead of the summer, with the futures of Jurrien and Thomas Partey very much in doubt right now. I'm sure Ederson's a name they would have discussed given the form that he's been in late, but I can't say for certain whether he's a player they are seriously considering right now. When you've got 2 number 6s available to leave this summer, Jurrien and Partey's contracts both expiring, the number 6 area is a far bigger priority for Arsenal. Unless Mikel Arteta believes he can mould Ederson to that, I think that Arsenal will have other targets. One of those might be a forward, by the way, and a striker that we've talked about in the past. Let's talk Benjamin Sesko, who, as Charles Watts says, Arsenal have done a lot of groundwork on a deal for the RB Leipzig striker, and it could be one to watch again next summer. After pursuing him in summer 2024 and him signing a brand new contract, he was the player that a lot of Arsenal fans were very excited about. A release clause was there of £50 million, and at 21 years of age with so much potential, having scored 14 league goals in the Bundesliga last year. There's a reason for why Arsenal fans were excited. When it comes to fundamentals, Benjamin Sesko is the perfect Mikel Arteta striker, technically efficient in terms of dropping down and linking up play, while also offering a massive box presence, standing at a whopping 6'5". So far this year, he only has 4 goals and assists in the Bundesliga, but it's in the Champions League where he really thrives. With 3 goals and 2 appearances, the standout performance was against Juventus with an 8.3 rating, 2 goals scored and 1 being a penalty. The key image after the game was this vertical leap in his celebration, another example of his natural ability to leap high. You even have this video that Leipzig posted last season, another example of Sesko's insane vertical leap. There are some people that have claimed that it's edited, but at the same time you cannot deny that Sesko is a physical freak, and the idea of having him in his Arsenal side full of set piece monsters, Nicolas Jova would have a field day. In terms of availability, I think there's going to be a case here, because as Fabrizio confirmed last summer, Sesko may have signed a new deal until June 2029, but in that contract there is a gentleman's agreement over a possible exit in 2025 and 26. Moving on to the evolution of Arteta ball. When it comes to Mikel Arteta's Arsenal, one thing that's become synonymous is the phases. The 5-phase plan to help Arsenal win a title, and while a lot of Arsenal fans believe that phase 5 was always going to be signing a big striker, it turns out it's actually more about making Arsenal fluid. As shown this year, our build-up is more unpredictable than ever, players comfortably drifting over from side to side. A major component behind that has been the introduction of Jurrien, because Bukayo Saka says is a top player. I'm very happy that he's showing it. On the ball, he's so composed, so calm and confident. He's always kept in his head, stayed humble and worked so hard. I'm happy that he's now getting the praise that he deserves. Rightly so, by the way, because defensively he's been amazing, winning 70% of his ground balls as a right back, 9 tackles in only 3 games. There was that standout moment against Paris Saint-Germain. The spider legs of Jurrien Timber on full show as he stopped Barcola in emphatic fashion, then dribbling out of the back and getting Arsenal in attack. That example there sums up Timber as a player. Not phased defensively 1v1, knowing exactly when to perfectly time his tackle, alongside elite composure to always make sure he's playing, never hoofing the ball away and always trying to get Arsenal forwards. Having watched him play this year and seeing how important he is straight away, it makes me laugh even more what rival fans were saying last year. How can you say that you missed him but you've only had him for 1 game? Then seeing that quality this year, that £30 million is looking like a bargain. But the one thing that has helped Arsenal the most is in terms of the build-up thing, allowing Arsenal to build up in any structure possible. The prime example being against Leicester, from using Raya as the +1 at the start, then moving into a 4-2-4 with Calafrio and Timber pushing high, all the way into a 3-2-5 as Timber moved into midfield. This level of fluidity and unpredictability means that Arsenal were able to build up on either side, making it that much harder for teams to anticipate us, because regardless of their press, Arsenal can go either side. That's where Jurrien Timber has been a game changer, as shown perfectly by his heat map, from playing as a left back to playing as a right back, high and wide or into midfield. Having come through Ajax as a midfielder then moved into a centre back, Timber is the perfect Mikel Arteta fullback, with the defensive ability to lock off any forward, as well as personality on the ball, to always demand it and make sure that Arsenal play, having produced a whopping 12 shot creating actions this season. He's not far off the forwards of Leandro Trossard and Gabriel Martinez, quite literally a two-way defender. The real issue is being caused towards Ben White, who having recently turned 27 years of age, has found himself under threat for the first time in his Arsenal career. Despite being a fantastic defender in his own right, the issue is when you look at his numbers from last season. Averaging 44 passes per game at an 87% pass completion, dribbled past 0.9 times per game. In Timber's 3 games as right back, he's only dribbled past twice, despite being up against top forwards like Jeremy Doku, while also averaging a whopping 90% pass completion in his last 2 games. The difference is marginal, but that's what Mikel Arteta is all about. In trying to beat a City side that's so perfect, every little margin helps. That's why we've also got to look at Ricardo Calafiori, another player integral in Mikel Arteta's phase 5 of fluidity. As he says himself, it's going very well with Arsenal, and in 6 months it will be even better, you'll see. My life is being changed at Arsenal, I can feel the responsibility, and I like it. I love when people expect many things from me. Personality in the interview that is being shown on the pitch. In terms of fullbacks this year in the Premier League, Calafiori ranks first in terms of tackles, aerial duels, accurate passes in the final third, and goals. Third in terms of aerial duels and deep completions, alongside being third for long passes and progressive passes. In a short period of time, he's become an integral piece. And what I love the most is the fact that he's always willing to get himself on the ball, having averaged 59 touches per game this season, not far behind the midfielder of Thomas Partey, miles ahead of any other Arsenal left back. This guy is becoming a superstar even as a left back, helping also provide a platform for Gabriel Martinelli, alongside charisma and a metronome on the ball. These are the type of players that Arsenal are going to rely upon in the Champions League, where in previous years our tempo setters have been mainly Martin Odegaard. When you've got Jurrien Timber and Ricardo Calafiori, with their personality on the ball to always try to play positively, never being fazed by any sort of pressure, Arsenal are now able to control tempo better than ever before. The prime example is the game against PSG. I mean, look at Calafiori just here, starting off in midfield ahead of Declan Rice, then moving over to the right hand side to help Jurrien Timber, seconds later finding himself as a right winger. If you're an opposition side, how on earth do you prepare for that? Players that are drifting over to any side of the pitch because of how comfortable they are regardless of the scenario. Arsenal have now created more solutions. In games against mid-blocks that are a bit more tricky, having alternate ways to build up and being more unpredictable will be the fine margins in helping Arsenal get themselves over the line. Then think about Martin Odegaard and all of that. Another player just as influential on the ball and able to move on the left-hand side. Mikel Arteta is creating one of the most confusing sides to play against in Europe, and with Calafiori only 22 years of age, and Timber only 23. The fact these guys are so young is so exciting for Arsenal fans. When you think about Man City and Pep Guardiola, of course they're always a challenge, but as Fabrizio Romano recently confirms, City's board are pushing to keep Pep as a coach, even without their chief in Bergerstein. The final decision is up to Pep. A lot of reports believe that this is going to be Pep's final year at Man City. Now if that is the case, think about the next few years. An Arsenal side that is still mainly under 25, growing and developing more and more with experience, with the idea of further investment in summer 2025. Comment down below if you see the vision of potential Arsenal domination for years to come. But that is the video there and there, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to smash a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow your boy on all of the social medias, then the links are down below in the description. But that was all of your latest Arsenal news today, and as the international break continues going on, we hope the best for Bukayo Saka, we hope for a soon end, and we hope for a soon Arsenal return. So as per, stay tuned as always. I'll see you next time, take care, and a bit.